I don't know why she's stopping. Oh, they want me to drive. They want me to do all the steering and the gearing too. Hey folks, and welcome back to beautiful Bang Sen. That's right, Bang Sen. I haven't said that in a while. We haven't been up here to take a good look around for about 8 months since I moved out. So at any rate, we are only here for the day, but this will be a two-part series. Our journey here is quite special. We will meet some remarkable people, and you'll see at the end of the series how just a one-day trip to a small beach town like Bang Sen actually ended up helping lots of people, hundreds of kilometers away from here, out of a very dire situation. So if you're tuned into the premiere, first I'll thank you for joining, but you probably saw the premiere trailer. The most of the other audience that will watch the video probably will not get that opportunity, so I put together just a quick snapshot of the series, and you can take a look at that to get an idea what it's going to be about. So let's do that before we start looking around at all the cool stuff, and then we'll jump right into it. Okay, have a good day, sir. Thank you, you too. So we've come up to Bang Sen today. It's about 10 in the morning, I guess. We've come up to Bang Sen today. V has some friends up here that are in need, so we'll see about helping them. And to be honest, I'm curious to see how they're getting along up here. I wonder if it's the same as Pattaya. I wonder if the depression's the same. I had a little bit of a deja vu on the way up here that I'll tell you, because especially if you're here now and are out, it's not a deja vu because I made the trip many times. It's a deja vu from last spring when I would go out during the worst of the closures, and the traffic was very light. Interprovincial travel is restricted, everything is closed, there's nowhere to go, so traffic is light. So you might think, well, it's a good time to be out on the road, it's a little bit safer, a little bit more of a pleasant ride. But you'd be wrong, because I think normally when there's traffic, the cars kind of resign themselves to getting there when they get there. You take away half the traffic, and the only thing they're governed by is their own speed and action. And I probably witnessed more dangerous acts, cars weaving in and out of traffic and bikes, and just today on a ride than I would normally, say 4, 5, 6 rides together. So I mentioned that to tell you, if you are out now, don't let the lack of traffic fool you. It's still very dangerous on a bike. But if you're here riding around, let me know if I got that wrong. It could just be my personal experience. Just because I experienced something doesn't mean that's what it is. But it was the same last year, I remember, and that's why I bring it up. But anyway, we will see how they're getting by in town. We'll go see V's friends and see if we can help them, and look around Bang Sen a little bit. So we're just still in the same province. We're just about an hour away. I used to live up here. If you're new to the channel, I used to live up here for almost 2 years. So it's a little bit of a homecoming too. So I guess I'd like to be able to say, oh, it's the same old Bang Sen. But just the second I come into town, I see a lot of new stuff. For one, the water has run green again out here at the ocean. I'll give you a closer look, the closest I can, because you're not supposed to be on the beach. But that's kind of a phenomenon. It happened 3 years ago. It's algae. A lot of people, especially the local people, say, oh, it's dirty. I guess in a matter of speaking it is, but it's more of a natural thing. I don't fully understand it. It's some kind of algae, plankton, some growing plant life. It's not garbage, it's not sewage, it's, you know what I mean. But anyway, that's happened again this year. I think we had 2 years where it didn't happen. It seems like dry years it doesn't happen, wet years it happens. I have no idea if that's it, just a coincidence. But another thing, right up here at the beachfront, Mama Dough. I think it's donuts, look at that. I'll give you a better look. I don't remember this. This must be a brand new place, so I don't know. I'll stop and get a piece of dough. We haven't eaten all day. It's getting close to lunchtime. สวัสดีครับ
พรีเมียมโดนัทสวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ Morning เอานุ่งlemon meringue ครับ
Oh yeah, lovely lady here at the Mama Dough, and some just beautiful offerings here. And she did confirm, they've only been open for 3 months. I don't even remember this place being built when I lived here 8 months ago. But right down at the main roundabout, where the McDonald's is, right down by the beach.
I spot a new place right away. Nothing escapes me. And the smell, I can smell this fresh baked dough. It's a little pricey. It's 69 baht for a donut, but it's big. We'll just get one and share just to test it. But it's lemon meringue. You don't see lemon meringue in any type of pastry here, especially the traditional pie. Very rare. I'll try one.
Have a good day, sir.
Thank you. You too.
So yeah, apparently we didn't get the memo on the one donut, so now we have 2 of them to look at.
Thank you.
So she chose like some kind of chocolate-covered donut with eyes on it. Look at that. You can tell they put a lot of work in that. Now here's my big one in here. I get a box for mine. She just got a bag for hers, but this is the big one. Hers wasn't anywhere near as much money as mine either. Look at that thing.
Boy, I tell you what, it's gone. Very light, not real heavy. Even though it was big, and I thought, oh, that's going to be real heavy. That's going to ruin my meal for the day. It was light, but it was full of that lemon meringue goodness. I gotta tell you, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. If you're here, you want a treat, that's a treat. And they had other stuff too. As soon as I saw the lemon meringue, I said, I gotta have that. Pleasant surprise. Figures all the good stuff opens up when I leave. I just got into town. The first thing I wanted to do was come down to the beach. I see the green water. I see the new, some construction out here. I see the new Mama Dough. So we haven't even had time to look around, but we gotta go see V's friends, try to help them out. And I don't know, I mean, the plan was to just come here and go back tonight, but I don't know, we might end up staying up here. I don't know, we'll see how the day goes. It's still early. But anyway, the donut, or whatever it was, pastry was excellent.
So after our little snack there, V contacted her friend, and we agreed to meet up somewhere around the Big C.
I swear it's hotter here than in Pattaya. Or maybe it's just a very hot day. We came to Big C up here, Chonburi. Supposed to meet V's friend here, but that'll be a whole thing. It's a big place. Who knows where they are? So V'll go do a hard target search. These coordinations oftentimes take a while, especially just to sit back and let them happen. She'll go look around. I'll camp out in the shade. So meanwhile, mainly, just from a quick look at the town, the depression doesn't seem near as bad here. And I don't think it ever was, even last year. The ones that are primarily hurting in Bang Sen are generally the beach vendors. And there's everything that goes along with that, the food peddlers, the suppliers, of course, even the little motel. They've got a whole string of little motels all along there. They all cater to the tourists, not the traditional Western tourists, but the tourists that come down on the weekends from Bangkok. So the Bangkok tourists are the mainstay of business, and when they close the beach, put things off limit, close restaurants, then there's nothing to eat. Some people have the idea that, well, the Thai tourists don't spend much. They spend. Trust me, they spend. In fact, we have time later. We're going to do this first, but hope to go back down to the other end of the beach this afternoon because I haven't been down there. But I'll show you on the other end of the beach. There's places down there I used to go. A bottle of beer, for example, at a restaurant slash entertainment venue that might have live music. Maybe they don't, but a lot of them have live music. Way more than a bottle of beer in Pattaya. Way more. 220 baht for a bottle of beer. So yeah, and it's full. Weekends, even weekdays, they'd have people. So they spend money when they come here. Lots of hotels, and that all trickles down, the beach vendors, the selling toys and shirts and food and all that. So they're the ones primarily hurt. The university's still here. That's another big part of the economy, so that's not as bad. But anyway, we'll see what tragedy V's friends have to report, and we'll take care of that. And hopefully we'll have some more time to go down to the beach and look around. I just want to take care of this before the day gets too old.
So yeah, I think the root of the confusion was there are actually two Big C plazas in close proximity to each other. But anyway, we got all hooked up, and then we followed her back here to her little village.
So our friends made it here. They found us. They found each other. Anyway, she brought us to their home, and very meager accommodations, small room. There's a bunch of them along here, and I don't think most of them are rented, but you can guess, before I go into this, you can guess how much you think these rooms cost per month. No air conditioner or anything, but they all have individual electric and a bathroom. It's kind of dark in there. It's kind of dark in there, but I'll just try to give you a look, brighten it up a little bit. So you see, it's pretty big. I don't know, it's about the size of like a condo, maybe 30 square meters, 35 square meters, something like that. But anyway, 1,300 baht. That's about $40 or something like that. 40-ish dollars for rent. It's cheap living. But anyway, so I told you the trickle-down effect from the Bangkok tourist, the Bangkok weekend tourist not coming into town. And she sells at a market. She sells fish. They catch fish. I'll show you the fish. I guess it's smoked, or I don't know, maybe grilled fish. Anyway, she sells some other things too. V actually buys stuff from her. She brings it to Pattaya. V loves her product. But anyway, without the tourists, the trickle-down effect is they have no business. And their friends went back to that also do the same type of thing, but they each had their own specialty. They went back to Nakhon Sawan. Nakhon Sawan's a province more upcountry, and it's 23 of them in this group, and she claims they got no food to eat.
To make matters worse, their village is quarantined, so that means nobody in, nobody out. And apparently V spoke to the chief of the village, and they are pretty desperate.
But her husband is going to drive a load of food up there. So I'm going to give him gas money. We'll buy a load of food. We'll buy a load of food. He asked us to come, and I don't have a good reason to go up there. It's a 3-hour one-way ride, and I think to minimize travel, the better. The more you minimize it, the better. But he can go. I'll gas him up. We'll load him up with some food, and it's 23 people, and we'll see if we can get them by a little while with some rice and stuff like that. So the areas without the tourists, upcountry, small villages, and especially if they don't live there all the time, if they've retreated from a tourist area, maybe in Pattaya or here in Bang Sen, they have very little support systems there, and it's just another struggle. So that's the order of the day. We'll see how it goes. I wish I had video of the people receiving it, but I don't think that's going to happen unless I go to Nakhon Sawan, which I'm not. But anyway, we trust these people, and V was just on the phone with them, like the leader of the group, explaining what's happening, and they are over the moon. They are overjoyed that they'll be getting a load of food. So we'll make that happen. So I'll show you guys what they do for a job. So they have the fish. They catch some. They buy some right now. It's like a smaller fish, more for local people to eat. The tourists usually they get bigger fish and they'll buy those. So the food chain kind of goes the wholesaler to the great big fresh market. To them, they salt it and barbecue. I guess that's the right terminology. I'll show you though, it's soaked in salt. And then they set up at a market and sell it barbecued. I guess that's the right word, this kind of salt, roasted fish in salt, encrusted, I guess, in salt. So even though there's no tourists down from Bangkok because everything is closed, they still manage to sell some of the fish to local people, the small ones. And I don't know, I mean, by the time they buy the fish to do the barbecue, it's got to be a low margin business, but it's something to make money. And they'll have vegetables that go with it. They buy some vegetables. So just starting with raw food, preparing it and reselling it, that's a common business model, albeit low margin. And the other thing is lots of competition. I'll show you this real quick while we're waiting. I just found this. It looks like they've taken a water bottle, that kind of water bottle, and cut the bottom off, filled it up with cement, 2 of them, and then put a bar in between, and you end up with this, a dumbbell. You can see the bottom, it's like that kind of the cleat that a water bottle has. And that's how you do your workouts out here in the country. Ingenious, right? I mean, how much you pay for dumbbells, barbells, whatever you call them. That's the alternative. So I'll show you. V says these leaves are expensive in Pattaya. They're banana tree leaves, and they use them here to wrap the fish. So she thought it would be a good idea just to take some home. So she cut some. I'll show you how she cuts them up. And you might say, you might have the same question I did, which was, what are you going to do with them? Because now it's taking up room in her bag and the whole. She's going to eat them. She's going to eat them. It's food. I don't know. But there it is. You see the leaves. They look like really healthy specimen leaves, though. All right, so we'll go out.
สุกัดขับไหมสุกัดขับไหมขับรถไหม
Hi, cup.
ให้ขับไหม
Cup. ขับรถ
คุณขับไหม
She asked me if I can drive.
คุณขับรถเร็วเดี๋ยวโอเค
So we're gonna go get some gas for the truck, and then we'll go to, I think, either Macro or Big C. We might go to Macro. I think we can get a better deal at Macro. But anyway, we'll go see what we can get. I don't know why she's stopping. Oh, they want me to drive.
ผมจะอยู่กับใครติดหมดบ้านยังลูกตัวน้อยๆเนี่ย
They want me to do all the steering and the gearing too.
เนี่ยตรงไม่โกอยู่ฝั่ง
The windshield could do with a wash.
So there you go. I mean, for myself, always interesting to meet new people, see what it is they do, what a day is like for them. These people, I mean, they wake up early in the morning, they go procure the fish and start the grill, and they wait for customers. There's one right there, moto taxi. That lady, the moto taxi lady, I think she bought 3 fish, and I believe the fish are 2 fish for 50 baht, I believe. But the whole thing is a low margin affair. It's easy to see they just make their money a couple baht at a time. But they have agreed to help this village out. And keep in mind, they're going to be the ones doing all the work. I'm kind of doing the easy part here. We're going to go gas up their truck so they have fuel to drive up there, and of course get the load of food. But they're gonna have to make a 6-hour round trip journey and loading and unloading and all that. So they are really doing a great service for the folks up there. So we'll learn more about that next time, and we'll go get all the stuff. And yeah, there's the windshield wipers. I don't know. I always hit the windshield wipers instead of the blinkers when I drive here. That is the hardest thing to get used to. Shifting with the left hand, not so much, but the blinkers, yeah. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the episode. I'm going to go ahead and leave this one off right here. And as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.